Hello everyone, this is probably the weirdest device I've ever reviewed. It is the Yamaha SH-01. I believe it was only ever released in Japan, so it's very hard to get an English manual for this one, and that is obviously an issue for me, being monolingual. But basically, it's a recorder. It seems to be a soundbite recorder, something that you take out into the field. It's got stereo microphones here, and you can record little snippets and add effects to them. It's also a pretty comprehensive effects processor, and it also plays back waves and MP3s with these nice little stereo speakers on the front of it here. At this stage, that's about all I can tell you about it. It seems to be a bit of an all-rounder kind of a machine, so I have set it up just to use it as a little amp for my guitar. I'm going to turn it up a bit so you can hear it, and raise my input to give it a bit of gain. And we're going to run through some of the effects. Okay, so now that we've got you a little bit closer to the screen, here is the basic effects section. Within each category we have several different types of effects. So being basic, these are all very simple EQ based algorithms. Bit of a tight compressor there. Bit more of a rounded sound for vocals, and then with compression. So yes, I'm using a guitar here. I don't have a mic hooked up to it right now. And the line setting for guitar. Sounds pretty good. And for bass. Okay, let's change our category to the next one, delay. Bit of doubling. Sorry, I'm clipping a little bit there because my input setting is too high. That's better. Okay, to edit these effects, just hold down our effect switch for a couple of seconds, and then we've got our various parameters which we can move through by pressing the select button, which is off your screen, but anyway, that's how you do it. And we can also mix a bit of reverb into that as well. I just increase the value by pressing the plus key on the front panel. Okay, going back to our effect menu. Stereo mix has a bit of a panning effect on those stereo speakers. But basically the delays are all very self-explanatory, so we'll move on to the next section. Medium chorus sounds pretty deep to me. Let's see what hard is like. Very saturated. Phaser. Oh, that's a nice phaser. Let's see what we can edit there and see how that sounds. Yep, that's a very nice phaser. Another more liquidy type of phaser. And we're onto the flanges. Nice flanges too. Stereo shift. And we're back to our soft chorus. So let's change categories again. There's tremolo. Stereo version of the same thing. So this effects system takes good advantage of its stereo speakers. Let's zoom out a little bit and look at the whole front panel. Fairly extreme effects. Nice left-right panning effect. Rotary speaker. And an auto wire too. Now we'll check out what parameters we can change in there. Let's take it up to about 70. Wow, so quite a marked response there. So yeah, as I said, these effects are quite customizable. Next category of effects is drive. So there's our overdrive, feedback. That is drive plus chorus. And now we've got our drive plus phaser. Alright, so there's plenty of scope there in the drive section. We're going to move on to the distortion section. So there's another set of modulations stacked up with the distortions in that section. Let's move on to the add-on effects. This is mainly for voice and sound effect type things, but here's the telephone effect. Now this one's interesting, it's the robot sound effect. If I had a mic with me, I'd be very interested to try that on vocals. So that's changing the guitar playing into some kind of synthesizer sort of noise there, which is pretty interesting. Next one, sound effects, helicopter. So that's basically a very fast slicer. Invader. Another kind of synth effect sort of based on a ring modulator perhaps. And I think that brings us through pretty much all the effects, yeah, because we're back on mastering again. Okay, so as for recording, I've already recorded a beat on this one. So I can then play using the effect that I've generated. So I want to use overdrive with that phaser I liked before. So anyway, you get the idea. Record one track, play over the top of it, use a whole bunch of really pretty crazy effects that are included with this machine. You can save everything on smart media cards on the side there. And we've got USB on the back too, which is handy. Well, there it is on that side. There's the USB over on the right there. And usual power on, power off, switching between internal mics and your lines in. There are 2 lines in. High and low gain depending what kind of instrument you're using. And over on this side got their headphone mixer section. There's a line in there plus separate volume control for your headphones. So there it is, the Yamaha SH-01. As I said when I introduced the video, this is a pretty strange device. I'm not quite sure exactly what market it's aimed at, but for the right user it could be something really handy. And I guess if you just wanted to take it with you and use it as a really interesting MP3 and WAV player, then there you have it with the stereo speakers on board. Certainly an interesting item and great fun to use.